A very good morning to all the aspirants. I welcome you again in the platform of Sarthi IAS. So, dear participants, today we will continue with the day 4 of GC Leong series, in which we will discuss about the Earth and the universe. Today's topic, as previously we were discussing about Earth universe, this is the continued part of that chapter, that is the Earth and the universe. And in this topic today, we will discuss about motions of the Earth, eclipses, and equinoxes also, along with the solstice. That is part of the motions of the Earth today. So, dear students, stay tuned till the end of the topic, till the end of the video to get utmost knowledge about these concepts, that is the motion of the Earth, eclipses, and solstice and the equinoxes. So, let us start with the today's session, moving towards the motions of the Earth first. Dear students, as you all know, motion of the Earth is divided into two types. The first motion of the Earth is rotation, and the another motion of the earth is revolution. We consider rotation and revolution as the two motions of the earth, but there is a difference. इन दोनों के बीच में एक difference है in the kind of motion they used to take. अब हमने वही जो डिफरेंस है उसको फाइंड आउट करने की कोशिश करनी है कि रोटेशन में किस तरह से मोशन टेक्स प्लेस होता है और रेवोल्यूशन में कैसा मोशन टेक प्लेस होता है, और रोटेशन की होने की वजह से अर्थ में क्या चेंजेस आती हैं और रेवोल्यूशन की वजह से क्या चेंजेस आती हैं. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद द टुडेज फर्स्ट explanation, that is the first motion, that is rotation. Now let us see. Earth rotation means rotation of the earth on its own axis. In this video you can see that आपने ग्लोब भी देखा होगा कि जो हमारी अर्थ है वो इस तरह से परपेंडिकुलर 90 डिग्री पे नहीं है, एक किसी एंगल पे, एक एक्सिस पे ये टिल्टेड है. तो ये हमारा एक्सिस पर ये जो मूवमेंट है अर्थ की, उसे हम रोटेशन कंसिडर करते हैं. क्या कंसिडर करते हैं? रोटेशन कंसिडर करते हैं, जो अपने एक्सिस पे रोटेट करती है. और ये जो एक्सिस है, इट इज नॉट परपेंडिकुलर, इट इज टिल्टेड एट सम एंगल, जो कि अभी हम एक्सप्लेनेशन में फाइंड आउट करेंगे कि इसकी एक्सिस कौन कितना एंगल बनाते हैं, अर्थ की जो एक्सिस है वो कितने एंगल पर इंक्लाइंड है. वन मोर थिंग, अर्थ रोटेट्स. अब बात आती है अर्थ को एक रोटेशन कंप्लीट करने में कितना टाइम लगता है. अर्थ को एक रोटेशन कंप्लीट करने में 24 आवर्स जो हैं वो लगते हैं. अब 24 आवर्स में अर्थ अपनी एक रोटेशन कंप्लीट करती है, जो हमारा कंप्लीट 1 डे बनाता है. क्या बनाता है? इट मेक्स कंप्लीट 1 डे. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, अब जब अर्थ है ये इस एंगल पर इंक्लाइंड क्यों है? व्हाई it is tilted at its axis? The reason for the tiltation of the earth on its axis is when it was formed. आप सबको मालूम है कि जो अर्थ की एज है वो 4.6 बिलियन ईयर्स है, और अर्थ की फॉर्मेशन जो है वो हमने स्टार्टिंग में बिग बैंग थ्योरी के दौरान डिस्कस किया कि जो अर्थ की फॉर्मेशन है वो किस तरह से हुई. अब जब बात फॉर्मेशन की आती है, तो जब अर्थ की फॉर्मेशन हुई, इट वॉज हिट बाय नियरली प्लैनेट साइज ऑब्जेक्ट. फॉर्मेशन के दौरान व्हेन इट वाज फॉर्म, इट वाज हिट बाय अ नियरली प्लैनेट साइज ऑब्जेक्ट, जिसकी हिटिंग के साथ जो अर्थ थी अपनी एक एक्सिस पे टिल्ट हो गई. Got my point? So during the formation, Earth got tilted because it got hit with planet-sized object that comes in its way, and it makes अर्थ टू टिल्ट ऑन इट्स एक्सिस, जिसकी वजह से जो हमारी अर्थ है वो अपने एंगल पे टिल्ट हो गई. अब हम बात करेंगे एंगल ऑफ टिल्टेशन की, एंगल ऑफ इंक्लिनेशन की. एंगल ऑफ इंक्लिनेशन को जानने के लिए हम एक अर्थ को डिजाइन करेंगे और हम उसका एक टिल्टेशन एंगल जो है वो नोटिस करेंगे. अब हमने ये एंगल ऑफ इंक्लिनेशन फाइंड आउट करने के लिए हम एक हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन क्रिएट करेंगे और एक वर्टिकल लाइन क्रिएट करेंगे. जो हमारी हॉरिजॉन्टल और वर्टिकल लाइन है, ये हमारा नॉर्थ पोल है और ये हमारा साउथ पोल है. फाइन. अब नॉर्थ और साउथ पोल के साथ ये हमारा वर्टिकल लाइन है, ये हमारी हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन है, ये हमारा अर्थ का एक्सिस है. This is the earth axis. This is vertical line from Earth's orbital plane. Vertical line from Earth orbital plane. So in this picture you can see this is Earth. This is Earth and it is revolving around the sun, and this line is its orbital plane. Fine. So अभी यही जो vertical line है, it is a line from the Earth's orbital plane. और ये जो हमारी line है, it is a horizontal line from the Earth's orbital plane. So ये हमारा tilt है और ये जो angle बनाता है, that is vertical. That is, this angle is made to the vertical line from the Earth's orbital plane, and this angle is found from the horizontal line from the Earth's orbital plane. This is 66.5 degree. This is 23.5 degree. So this is the angle that Earth makes to its orbital plane at a vertical angle and a horizontal angle. Horizontal line and the vertical line. So now एक और एग्जाम्पल से हम यहाँ समझेंगे कि ये हमारी सन है और ये हमारी अर्थ है. दिस इज अर्थ एंड दिस इज आवर सन, एंड इट इज रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द अर्थ इन एन ऑर्बिट. इट इज रिवॉल्विंग अराउंड द अर्थ. और कैसा ऑर्बिट है ये हमारा? इलिप्टिकल ऑर्बिट है. कैसा ऑर्बिट है? इट इज एन इलिप्टिकल ऑर्बिट. When we will look at the axis of the earth, this is earth. It is not like this. It is not perpendicular. It is tilted at some axis. यहां से आप कंसिडर कर सकते हैं ये हमारा नॉर्थ पोल है एंड दिस इज आवर साउथ पोल. दिस इज द ऑर्बिटल प्लेन. एंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ प्लेन इट इज? इलिप्टिकल प्लेन. सो दिस इज अबाउट द रोटेशन ऑफ द अर्थ. नाउ लेट अस मूव टुवर्ड्स द नेक्स्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन कि हमारी ये जो अर्थ है, वी ऑल हैव सीन सम लैटिट्यूड्स ओवर इट. ग्लोब को जब हमने कंसिडर किया होगा, दिस इज 0 डिग्री. एंड हम क्या देखते हैं ग्लोब पर कि ये जो हमारे लैटिट्यूड्स हैं, जैसे जैसे हम पोल्स की तरफ मूव करते हैं, हमारे लैटिट्यूड्स की जो लेंथ है वो क्या होती जाती है? कम होती जाती है. इट गॉट डिक्रीजेस विद द इंक्रीजिंग लैटिट्यूड्स. यू ऑल नो दैट. एंड दीज ऑल आर पैरेलल्स टू ईच अदर. अब ये जो हमारा मूवमेंट है, ये जो स्पीड है हमारी अर्थ की रोटेशन की, इट डिक्रीजेस because of the degrees of the circumference of the earth. In our previous video we had talked about circumference of the earth, and ये जो circumference है ये हमारी decrease होती जाती है while moving towards the poles. नॉर्थ पोल भी ले सकते हैं आप, साउथ पोल भी ले सकते हैं. ये जो circumference है ये decrease होता जाता है. जैसे जैसे circumference decrease होता है वैसे वैसे हमारा जो rotation की speed है that also decreases with movement towards the पोल्स. जैसे जैसे हम पोल्स की तरफ जाते हैं, ये जो हमारी रोटेशनल स्पीड है अर्थ की वो डिक्रीज होती जाती है. जब स्पीड डिक्रीज होती है तो साथ ही साथ हमारी वेलोसिटी भी जो है वो डिक्रीज होती जाती है विद द मूवमेंट टुवर्ड्स द पोल्स, दैट इज द नॉर्थ पोल एंड द साउथ पोल. सो दिस इज अबाउट द रोटेशन ऑफ द अर्थ, दैट हाउ अर्थ लीड्स टू द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ डेज एंड नाइट्स. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, when the earth rotates, what it creates? What is the importance of the rotation of the earth? Importance is creation of days and nights, and it also causes tides in the ocean currents. In our next videos we will discuss about the tides and the ocean currents, and we will also discuss that tides are the result of the movement of moon towards the earth, around the earth, and it is because of the gravitational pull of the moon. So this is about the rotation of the earth. Now we are moving towards the revolution of the earth. The next topic is the revolution of the earth. Let us see what is the revolution of the earth. Revolution of the earth is different from the rotation of the earth. How it is different? In rotation of the earth, we have discussed that earth rotates on its axis. But in case of revolution as a motion of the earth, we will see that earth revolves around the sun. That it is revolving around, it is moving around another object. And that object in case of earth is, that is a sun. And it is revolving around the moon in a fixed orbit. So as the Earth takes 24 hours to complete one rotation, same in the case of revolution, it takes 365 and 1 by 4 days to complete one revolution, and that is one particular year. And this one particular year, that is 1 by 4 days, that is being added in the 365 days, it is later on added in the month of February, that leads to the leap year. Understood? One day is created and the last, and it is being added in the leap year as a leap year in the month of February. So this is revolution. Revolution leads to the formation of seasons on the Earth's surface. It causes seasons. It creates perihelion, aphelion. Perihelion means when the Earth is closest to the Sun, and aphelion when the Earth is far from the Sun. This is our next topic. We are coming towards that. So this is aphelion and perihelion. What is that? Aphelion is when the Sun is far from the when the Sun is far from the Earth, and perihelion is when it is closer to the Earth. Perihelion is which is when Earth and Sun are closer, and aphelion is when it is farther from the Sun. There's a distance between the Earth and the Sun. This is about the aphelion and perihelion that is being created by the revolution. At some point, it is closest to Earth is closest to the Sun, that is perihelion, and at some point of time it is aphelion. Why it happens? It happens because of the elliptical shape of the orbit. When it is elliptical shape, again I will explain. This is Sun. This is the elliptical orbit, and you can see at some point it is closest and some point it is farther from that. So this is about the aphelion and the perihelion. Revolution also has a direct influence on the varied length of day and night time. Varied length of day and night time. Sometimes we say shorter nights and longer nights, and sometimes we say shorter nights and longer days. So varied length of days and night, it is also one cause because of the revolution of the Earth. The duration of days and nights are the same at the equator, thus equinoxes are formed. Duration of days and nights vary in the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, that leads to solstices. So let us come to the point, solstices, which is the reason, which is the cause because of the revolution of the sun around, revolution of the Earth around the Sun. Let us see solstice. The time or date that comes how many times? Twice each year. Each year it comes twice, at which Sun reaches its maximum or minimum declination, marked by the longest and the shortest days. Summer solstice is the time when June and 21 and 22, it is the longest day in the northern hemisphere. Days and daylight of 14 hours at Tropic of Cancer, 12 hours at equator, and 10 hours at Tropic of Capricorn. So at North Pole it lasts for 6 months, and at South Pole it lasts for 6 months approximately. That is North Pole 6 months of daylight and the South Pole 6 months of night light. Let us move towards the next slide. Here you can see that in case of winter solstice, sun is overhead at Tropic of Capricorn. And in case of summer solstice, sun is overhead at Tropic of Cancer. This is our Earth, and it's taking a revolution around this sun. This is the sun which is at the center. And now what we are watching here, that solstice is the altitude of the it's all about the altitude of the sun. It is the altitude of the sun, and we are watching how many kinds of solstices there. Winter solstice, summer solstice, equinoxes, vernal equinoxes, and the autumnal equinoxes. Let us discuss solstices. Solstice is when the sun is at the greatest distance from the equator. What I mentioned here, it is solstice is basically means when sun is at the greatest distance. Sun is at greater distance. Sun is at greater distance from what? From equator. Its rays falls vertical up either at the Tropic of Cancer or at the Tropic of Capricorn. On what its rays are falling? Either here or on the Tropic of Cancer or at the Tropic of Capricorn. First is the summer solstice we will discuss. In summer solstice, it brings summer in the northern hemisphere because sun rays are falling over the Tropic of Cancer, and Tropic of Cancer lies in the northern hemisphere. It lies in the northern hemisphere, sir. Thus, summers are in the northern hemisphere. With this, duration of days starts decreasing. Duration of days starts decreasing, and this is the time, it means June 21 and 22 is the longest day. June 21 and 22, it is the longest day in the northern hemisphere, and also North Pole and the South Pole will experience 6 days months, 6 months days and 6 months nights. Now moving toward the winter solstice. In case of winter solstice, in this case, now the summer season is experienced by the southern hemisphere. With this, duration of days start increasing in the northern hemisphere. December 21 and June 22. It is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere. Days of daylight of 14 hours is experienced at the Tropic of Capricorn, 12 hours at equator, and 10 hours at Tropic of Cancer. South Pole, its days last for 6 months, and at North Pole, night lasts for 6 months approximately. So, thus, in case of North Pole, when it was on the summer solstice, we consider 6 months light at the North Pole and day at the North Pole and night at the South Pole. It is reversed in the case of winter solstice here. Now comes the equinoxes. When the days and nights are equal and the day is 21st March and 21st September, when there are 2 days when the days and nights are equal approximately, dates changes because a year is not exactly of 365 days. These 2 days are termed as the equinoxes, means these 2 days, all parts of the earth world have equal days and the nights. Understood? So this was about the equinoxes. It comes at vernal equinox and the autumnal. On vernal is 21st March and autumnal is 21st September. So you have to remember these dates: 21st of June, 22nd of December, 21st of March, and 21st of September. So this was about revolution of the earth, how it leads to different changes on the earth surface, changes caused because of the movement, motion of the earth, that is the rotation and the revolution. Now moving towards the next, that we will come to know about what is an eclipse. Eclipse is basically when a celestial body comes in between, any moving body comes in between the another body and creates a shadow over that. That is called eclipse. That is called eclipse. It is a celestial event. What we call it? We call it as a celestial event that happens when a astronomical body or a spacecraft, we can say, temporary, what I mentioned here, temporary, it's not permanent, it's temporarily optically blocked by passing into another body's shadow, or by having another object pass between it, and the observer will feel it as an eclipse. I am repeating once again, eclipse is an celestial event. What kind of event it is? It is a celestial event. That is what is happening here. That is temporarily optically blocked by the shadow. For example, this is sun. For example, this is moon, and this is our earth. This is moon and this is sun and this is earth. We all know this sun will, source of energy is sun. When it will falling over that, if one celestial body will come in between the two, what is happening? Shadow will cast over here. Fine. So in this way, when shadow will cast over here, different kind of eclipses will occur. Let us see. Solar eclipse. In case of solar eclipse, what is happening? In case of solar eclipse, we can see that moon comes in between earth. Moon comes in between earth, and what is happening here? Shadow is cast over earth. Shadow is cast over earth. Sun is giving its energy. Moon comes in between that, and shadow is created over the earth. And thus, in case moon comes exactly between this, and sun and earth and obstructs a part or whole of the sun, then a partial or total eclipse occur, usually at sunrise or sunset at new moon. This is called as the solar eclipse. What comes in between? Moon as a celestial body comes in between sun and the earth. Here I have mentioned umbra and penumbra. What is that? Penumbra and umbra, it is the shadow cast by the moon. Shadow cast by the moon, but umbra is the darker part of the shadow and penumbra is the lighter part of the shadow. Fine. So what we discussed about the solar eclipse. Solar eclipse means when moon comes exactly between earth and the sun and obstructs a part of the whole sun, then a partial or total eclipse occur. But in case of lunar eclipse, what happens? Earth comes in between sun and moon. This here you all know moon is revolving around the earth and earth is revolving around the moon. Now is the comes it turns off. Earth comes again, shadow is cast and thus moon shadow of earth is cast over moon, and in this way lunar eclipse will occur. And in the last case I said dawn and twilight, it is a brief period between sunrise and full daylight which is called as the dawn time, and that between sunset and complete darkness which is called as the twilight time. So this was all about the eclipses. Previously we talked about solstice, equinoxes, starting from the motions of the earth, rotation and revolution. So this was all about today's lecture. Stay tuned with Sarthi IAS. Like, share, and subscribe the channel. Don't miss any video because here in these videos we are completing with the GC Leong series. Thank you so much.